Hello, I'm your host, Sam Sheppy, and welcome to another edition of the Blues Focus Preview, where I'll be taking you through the action that's set to unfold at St Andrews on Saturday, with Birmingham taking on Wigan Athletic in Sky Bet League One. And in terms of this week, it's been a pretty hectic week, hasn't it? We'll start with last Saturday's game against Leyton Orient, the win against Leyton Orient at the Gorgon Group Stadium, with Keshi Anderson and Alfie May getting the goals for Blues on that day, in between an Ethan Galbraith strike for the hosts. And in terms of this game, it was up and down, wasn't it? Because it was all the goals inside the first 20 minutes, wasn't it? And Keshi Anderson capitalising on a defensive error for Leyton Orient. And then, as I said, the Leyton Orient man taking advantage of a mix-up at the back with Peacock Farrell giving the ball to one of their players and that player giving it to Galbraith, who scored the goal. And then Alfie May getting the winner in the way that he does, right place, right time, rounded the goalkeeper, such composure. And that's his third league goal of the season already. So it's really exciting stuff from Blues. I think the way we played was pretty promising, still not entirely convincing. The fact that we haven't kept a clean sheet yet in the league is a bit worrying, but I'm sure that will come with the performance levels that are expected of Chris Davis's team at Birmingham, because so far with the possessional stats, once again in League One, we had the most possession out of any team in that game week. And also I guess we carried on those possessional stats against the Premier League team on Tuesday against Fulham, albeit that we lost 2-0. And of course, it had to be Jay Stansfield that scored, didn't it? First of all, it was a penalty that Raul Jimenez converted after a Alex Cochrane handball, but I feel the handball was pretty harsh. I'm sure many Blues fans agree with that. And then Jimenez capitalised on the spot, and then Jay Stansfield scoring at St Andrews, but this time for Fulham instead of Birmingham. And the only two goals he scored for Fulham have been at Birmingham, and it's just a bit crazy, really, isn't it? That even when the draw was made, we knew what was going to happen, and unfortunately, we're out of the Carabao Cup. But there's plenty of positives we can take from that game, and that was what was expressed in the interviews afterwards with the player and manager. I think it was Ryan Alsop that spoke to the Blues media, and he's someone that's been catching a few eyes in terms of his performances in goal and also his distribution as well. His distribution's been really good and refreshing to see as well, like what I've said on previous podcasts about Birmingham and possessional play, and also keepers that are comfortable with the ball at their feet and playing it out from the back. And if you look at the amount of passes we completed against Fulham, I mean, it was 90% passing accuracy, and we had 58% possession against the Premier League team, albeit their second string side, but still a second string side that I think I heard last night, 897 Premier League appearances between those 11 Fulham players that started the game. So it was decent opposition, and ultimately we lost, but there's plenty of positives to take from it. It's just that finishing in the final third that is letting us down a little bit, because you look at the Leyton Orient game, we capitalised on two of their mistakes, and the Reading game, it was a penalty. And Wycombe, we did show a bit of attacking threat, scoring those 3 goals, but it's that thing, isn't it, of we're getting into the right position so many times, but it's that final touch, that final finish that's still kind of missing. But I'm sure with the personnel we've got out on the pitch and the signings made in the transfer window, with maybe more to come until the Friday deadline, it's going to be a really exciting time. And as of the recording of this video, the Lyndon Dykes announcement has not been made, but I imagine it will be made even by the time this video is out. So that's another striking option that we've got, someone that scored plenty of goals at QPR as well as in Scotland as well. So he may feature in this Wigan game, depending on when the transfer is completed. He could be an option to come off the bench. So that could be pretty exciting. And in terms of the team for Wigan, we played a pretty strong starting 11, didn't we, against Fulham? It was 2 changes from the team that beat Leyton Orient, with Williamson coming in as well as Ryan Alsop in goal. And starting in goal, I imagine it's still going to be Peacock Farrell against Wigan, but soon it could be Alsop. I mean, we've got that game against Walsall, haven't we, next week in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy, and I imagine Alsop will play that game. But the more minutes he gets under his belt, it's the more opportunity for him to showcase what he's really got. So I feel like that goalkeeping position is really competitive, and it will be Peacock Farrell that I imagine starts against Wigan, but Alsop's going to provide some competition. And at right back, Ethan Laird, again, it will be Sampson, who came off the bench against Fulham around the 70-minute mark. But Ethan Laird was getting in some really good positions, wasn't he? And it was kind of that final touch again, that final pass that was missing, but really positive to see how advanced he was and joining in on the attacks. And it's something that I really think he can develop and he can get better at, which is good because he's very capable, but it's just about, as I said, that final pass, that final touch. The 2 centre-backs, we've got quite a lot of options now at centre-back. I know Dion Sanderson's injured for the meantime, but Ben Davis has come in from Rangers on a season-long loan. That's a good signing because he's someone that's played at a good level. He was at Sheffield United a couple of seasons ago when they got promoted to the Premier League, Liverpool as well, Preston. So he's got some good clubs under his belt, and I think he's going to be a good addition, especially for a League One outfit. And Christophe Clare and Christian Bielik, I imagine, will be the centre-backs that start that game, though. Bielik being the captain and Clara now really getting settled in at Birmingham, the £4 million man. And left back, Alex Cochrane, he's been pretty consistent so far, isn't he? Someone that I feel is really defensively capable, probably more defensively capable than Laird, but both have their strong points, both have their weak points, I guess. But Cochrane so far has been a good addition to the squad and will remain at left back until Lee Buchanan comes back, who can provide some competition. With the holding midfielders, it'll be Pak Seung-ho and Mark Leonard. I think them two are really starting to gel now, aren't they? Finding the right spaces, pockets of space, picking out those passes in the triangles, which is really promising to see. And the midfield three that's going to support Alfie May, I've said this before in previews, I still feel like Chris Davis is trying to find his strongest three to play in behind Alfie May. Keshi Anderson last night as of the time of this recording, had lots of opportunities, didn't he, to pick up good spaces, but that first touch was a little bit lacking and he seemed to tire a bit towards the end. But he scored against Leyton Orient. He's looked positive in his performances so far, so I'd still start him. Luke Harris is someone that could definitely start, having been rested against Fulham, and obviously he couldn't play against his parent club. And he's someone that's impressed me so far with his intensity, with his pressing, and just the hunger to win the ball back, which I really feel is a key part of Chris Davis' ball, wanting to play high, win the ball back high, and then once you get the ball with that purpose to try and score. And against Wycombe, he was in the right place at the right time, and another impressive performance against Leyton Orient. So I reckon Harris will keep his place in the squad. And on the other wing, it could be Hansen. Again, Hansen, someone that's impressive, came in the summer, and some of the little tricks and flicks he done against Fulham was really exciting. So I'm all for that. And obviously Alfie May up top, which is someone that a lot of League One clubs are scared of, including Wigan. He's got a pretty good record against them. And earlier today, I spoke with Barry Worthington from the Progressive Unity podcast. Really nice guy. Gave me the lowdown on Wigan and what their circumstances are at the moment.
Hi, this is Barry Worthington from the Progressive Unity podcast. Looking ahead to Saturday's game down at St Andrews against the Blues. The Latics are coming down the M6. So what do I think of Saturday's game? Well, I think it's going to be a difficult game for us because we're not in a really good form at the moment. Our opening two games in the league, we lost them both. Cheltenham at home, and then when we went to Reading and lost there. And we didn't score a goal in either game. We got knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Barnsley, and that was on our own turf as well. We went out on penalties. But last week, we got our first win of the season, a 1-0 win over Crawley. Now, I was a little bit lucky to do that, if I'm being perfectly honest, with two shots, one on target, and we actually scored with a shot off target. It took a deflection off a defender and went in as an own goal. Crawley had 15 attempts at goal, but defensively we're not too bad, to be honest, so we kept them out. That's going to be our major problem this season, scoring goals. We've lost a lot of experience in the team over the summer. It's full of kids, good kids, but still full of kids and not a great deal of experience. Our main man is Telo Asgard, 22-year-old Norwegian under-21 international. He's been with the club since he was 12. When I say Norwegians, he's a Norwegian Scouser, so he is quite local to Wigan. But the big question is, will he still be with us on Saturday? Because there's been a lot of interest in him from Championship clubs, and we've been subject to a couple of bids already, so we're just on tenterhooks that we will keep him. We've also got a fabulous goalkeeper in Sam Tittle, an under-21 England international, but again, there's been interest in him this week. Liverpool and Arsenal both showing keen interest with what's rumoured to be some big money bids. So hopefully there'll not be too much turmoil because as a club we've been through it quite a lot over the past 3 or 4 seasons. As far as the season goes, to be honest, I didn't tip Birmingham for promotion. A lot of people laughed at me when I said it, but one of my reasons being is there's been some very big sides in this division who spent a lot of money and struggled to get out of it because of their own form. And what I'd say to you lads listening to this, just stay behind your team because there'll be enough pressure on them from opposing sides to get victories without their own fans putting a bit of pressure on as well. So stay behind your lads, and I'm sure you'll prove me wrong and will get that promotion. Alfie May, what a striker. I think every club in League One would have broken the bank to get him into the into their squad. So congratulations on Gary Alfie. He's an absolute brilliant striker. So I'm looking forward to a goalless draw. I'll be absolutely delighted with that. That is exactly what I'm going for. A goalless draw. Can't see us scoring, but defensively, we're not too bad, to be honest. So, nil apiece. And, best of luck for the rest of the season. And I always have to say this when I speak to Birmingham. Thank you for 1978. If it wasn't for Birmingham City, we wouldn't be in the Football League. Those who know. Thank you very much.
And that was Barry Worthington there. He spoke very honestly about Wigan with the lack of goal threat that they've got at the moment. 1 goal in their 3 league games, and that was an own goal. And in the last game they had against Crawley, where they won 1-0, they only had 1 shot on target from 2 shots, and it was an own goal that got them the victory. So not a lot to shout about for them guys at the moment. Sean Maloney's their manager. I'm sure you remember him from his playing days, having played for Wigan Athletic, Celtic, and some other clubs as well. Worked with Roberto Martinez in the Belgium coaching setup. So like Chris Davis, he's kind of become a student of the game, really, learning from some of the top tacticians and then taking that and putting that into his team that he's got at the moment. And last season, Maloney was the manager and they finished 12th in the league with a points deduction. So they do seem like a decent outfit, not got off to the best of starts at the moment, but I'm sure they're still going to provide plenty of threat. And I mean, we haven't won in the last 5 games against Wigan, so we've not got a fantastic record against them. And the last win came all the way back in 2018, which was a 3-0 win at the DW Stadium when Gary Monk was the manager. Seems like such a long time ago now, doesn't it? But in terms of this game, I'm going to go over 2-1 Blues victory. I'm still not sure about this clean sheet. That's why I'm predicting Wigan to score, even though they've got a bit of a lack of goal threat. But I'm just hoping we have enough firepower to overcome the obstacles that we're going to throw at us and get that victory and the 3 points that are going to hopefully move us into the automatic places, because we find ourselves in 5th place at the moment. And it's been a steady start, about as good as you can expect for Chris Davis. And the statistics really do show what kind of football he's trying to play. And it really is translating to the players and they're understanding what Chris Davis is setting out to do. So I'm hoping it's going to be plenty of possession, but with purpose and with goals, and another 3 points of Birmingham City. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment section below with what you think the score is going to be for the game. And be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. And most importantly, keep right on.